Hi students, I am not with you guys today because I had some childcare issues and I'm taking care of my kids today. So I wanted to make a video for you guys so you know how to do the molecule models with the guest teacher, and I'll explain it all here. So quick review. Last week you guys watched the video lesson about what a molecule is and how to read chemical formulas. So remember that a molecule is two or more atoms that are chemically bonded together. That's what a molecule is. So, question for you. Take a look at this. Is this a molecule? It says 2H2O. Yes, no, what do you guys think? The correct answer for this would be yes, this is a molecule. And the way that you know is that you have more than two atoms. We've got more than one atom. There's definitely two. There's several more than that. And so because you have more than one atom, it is a molecule. So this is actually, this is H2O, this is water. We're gonna go through and review how to read this real quick. So remember when you see a capital letter like this H, that stands for an element. H stands for hydrogen. The O over here is a different element, and that stands for oxygen. And in the video last week, you also should have learned what these numbers represent. So when you see a big number at the beginning of a chemical formula, like this one right here, this 2, that is the coefficient, and that tells you how many total molecules you have. So because this is a 2, right here, you've got 1 and 2. You've got 2 separate molecules. When you see little numbers like this little 2 right here after the H, that tells you how many atoms of that element you have. So the 2 is right after the H, so that means you have 2 hydrogen atoms in that molecule, and the O for oxygen doesn't have anything, so that just means that you have 1. And that's what you can see down here. There are the 2 different molecules, and excuse me, and in each one you have 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to go through, and at your lab stations, you're going to be grabbing one of these little baggies. It's got marshmallows and toothpicks in it, and you are going to be creating models of molecules. So when you grab your bag, and please make sure that you take turns going to your lab station. There's 1 or 2 other people that have the same number as you. So when you go to the blue tub to grab it, make sure you're taking turns, staying socially distanced. But what you're going to see in here are some different colored marshmallows. And so the marshmallows are going to represent the atoms, and there are different colors to represent different elements. The toothpicks then that you see in there, those are going to represent the chemical bonds. So them actually joining together with other atoms. So that's what you're going to see. The other thing you're going to need to do is grab a paper towel. So just get like a paper towel, just not too big like this, that you can just kind of lay on your desk and put all of the marshmallows and the toothpicks on. A couple quick rules. Number 1, we're not eating the marshmallows. There's no eating allowed in class. If you want to save your marshmallows and eat them later at lunch or when you go home, that's fine. But there is a no eating rule in our classrooms this year. And then the second one is we're only using the toothpicks and the marshmallows to make atom models. We're not using them as toys or anything else. Please be careful with the toothpicks. Some of them are a little sharp. Okay, so let's do a little practice. Let me show you one example, and let's just do this one. Let's just do the H2O. So what you're gonna do is open up your bag when it's your turn, not yet, you guys will do this in just a second, but you open up your bag and get out your marshmallows and your toothpicks. And let's just say you were asked to make this one, the 2H2O. So when you read that, you know, okay, there's a big 2. There's a big 2 that stands for a coefficient. That means you have 2 separate molecules. And in each molecule, you have H2O. So you have 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. So I'm going to grab a color. Let's just say pink. Pink is going to be the hydrogen. I'm going to connect that with a toothpick like this. Let me find 1 oxygen. Let's use yellow. Combine another toothpick with it. Put hydrogen on the other side. Hydrogen can't bond with itself, so you've got to connect it to the oxygen in the middle. Okay, that's one H2O molecule. Now we got to do another one. So let me grab another pink and another yellow. Here we go. So here's what this one would look like. I have two molecules that have two pink marshmallows for the hydrogens, one yellow in the middle for the oxygen, and you've got two little pieces of toothpicks for the chemical bonds. I did cut my toothpicks in half. If you want to do that, that's totally fine. So that's an example of a correct molecule model. Your goal is to make your models accurate as well. So what's going to happen is the guest teacher will put on a series of slides, just one at a time. You'll see the name of the molecule. You'll have like a minute. There'll be a little timer where you're going to go through by yourself at your desk, try to make it with the marshmallows, excuse me, and the toothpicks. When the timer goes off, your voice should be off. Look up on the Google slide. The guest teacher will flip it to the next slide and show you a picture, a visual of what that molecule looks like or molecules looks like. Compare it to your toothpicks and your marshmallows and see if it's similar or not. Fix it if you made any mistakes. And your goal is to go through, I think there's 5 or 6 different ones to practice. Hopefully you get better with them and it gets easier as you do this practice. Okay.